Hi pupils and welcome to the channel Tanya's Polyglot. In today's lesson we are going to learn the simple past with was and were. If you want to know how to use them, please stay.
Welcome to Language Adventure with Tanya. Imagine exploring the world through its languages. Picture yourself strolling past the Eiffel Tower, diving into the rich history of Germany, or savoring the vibrant culture of Spain. Each language opens a door to new experiences, friendships, and understanding. Whether you're mastering English, dancing to Korean rhythms, or savoring French cuisine, every word you learn is a step on this exciting journey. Let's embark on this adventure together and unlock the beauty of communication across the globe.
So let's see the objective. By the end of the lesson, students will understand when to use was and were and use was and were in affirmative, negative, interrogative sentences, and practice creating sentences using was and were. So now let's see the use of was. Function of was, it describes a state or condition in the past. No action is happening, it's just telling us how someone felt or was at a particular time. For example, I was happy. A state of being happy. She was a teacher. A state of being a teacher. They were at the park. A state of being at a location. So now, guys, please pay attention in this part because it's really important. Um, to clarify this, was and were is like the verb be, but transformed in past. And you will use like this verb or as auxiliary verb, it depends. With the subject I, he, she, and it, you will use was. For example, I was happy. Then you will use were with the subject you, we, and they. For example, you were late. So now, guys, let's see the structure for affirmative sentences. You have in blue the subject, was and verb, in red plus the complement. And you must be wondering, but why there isn't a verb after was and were? And the answer is simple, guys. We will use was and were um after an adjective sometimes, but don't focus on that, okay? It depends on the context in this case, so pay attention. For example, here, I was tired after work. If you see here, you could confuse this part, right? Tired is a verb, but the truth is that not is a verb. This is like an adjective, an emotion, because I'm describing how I feel. So I was tired after work. Then, if you see here, she was at the supermarket. It was a sunny day. I don't need any verb after was and were. We were excited. In this case, we have a verb about the trip. But this is in this context, it doesn't work as a verb. It works as an adjective. If you see, we were excited about the trip. And you must be wondering, but why did you use were instead of was? And the answer is simple, guys. Do you remember? Were is with the subjects in plural. So be careful and pay attention in those details. Then we have here the negative structure. We will add the subject plus was and were plus not, the negation, right, and the complement. For example, and pay attention in this part. Note, was not can be contracted by wasn't, and it transformed in wasn't. And were not, it transformed in weren't. It's up to you if you want to use was not or wasn't or were not or weren't. Um, In both are grammatically correct. It's up to you guys which will you will use to deny something, right? For example, I wasn't at the party. I'm saying that I didn't go to the party. I wasn't at the party. She wasn't happy with the results. It wasn't very cold yesterday. We weren't ready for the exam. Now let's see like in questions or in interrogative. We have from the beginning was and were, then the subject, then the complement. Was she at the library? And you can answer yes or not. Yes, she was. Was it a good movie? No, it wasn't. Were you at the meeting? Yes, I was. Were they happy with the results? No, they weren't. So, now to see if you understood a little bit better when and how to use was and where, I decided to create this history of Blake saying the things that he did yesterday. What did he do yesterday? Yesterday he was very busy. If you see him is in the computer working, right? In the morning he was at home and was preparing for an important meeting. By 9 a.m., he was already at the office. His colleagues were very helpful and they were all focused on finishing a big project. If you see here, we can describe things that we did yesterday as we saw in my previous video of simple past. I hope that is a little bit clear because I heard that some people has confusion with the usage of was and were, but I hope that this is not your case, guys. So I hope that you learned how to differentiate when to use was and were, or when just to conjugate the verb in past, right? So now, guys, let's make an activity time. Don't be afraid. All of us always makes mistakes. It's part of the journey when you decided that you want to speak or learn a new language. So don't worry, you are not alone in this journey. So here we have the exercise. Don't be afraid and try to choose the right answer. Right? I'll be writing those comments. So write your answers, guys. I'll be reading those comments. I at home yesterday evening. Is was or were? I don't know. Write it. They very tired after the trip. Plural. This subject is plural, so I will use was or were. I don't know. Write it down below in the comments. Then we have she, the best student in her class. You late to the meeting this morning. We at the beach all day. What do you think, guys, that is needed in here? Was or were? I don't know. I'll be reading those comments. I am just waiting, guys. What are the answers? What are the answers, guys? I'm like the clock, tick tock, tick tock. What are the answers? I'll be reading those comments. Write it down below. And there we have the results. Well done, guys. Now it's time for you to check out if you did it well or bad. It doesn't matter. Um, every word you learn is a step on this exciting journey, right? So don't worry if you made mistakes. All of us do it. I was at home yesterday evening. Why did I use was instead of were? Because I is a singular subject, so the correct form to say is was. They were very tired after the trip. Do you remember the rule? They is a plural subject, so I will use were. She was the best student in her class. You were late to the meeting this morning. We were at the beach all day. So, well done, guys. Thanks to watch my videos. Don't forget to give a like and hit the button and subscribe. And thank you to watch my videos. See you soon.